My garbage disposal was leaking one day and I decided to change it myself. It was my first time doing this and it was easier than I thought. I turned off the switch, but not just that. I unplugged the power from under the sink. I think that should be a GFCI outlet, but I'll have to look into that. I turned off the right circuit breaker at the electrical box. I purchased the same brand disposal with the same specs to speed replacement. In hindsight, I should have disconnected it here to save some time, but it didn't take much longer to do it the way I did. I began loosening the connection where the drain pipe connects to the disposal, and then where the sink connects to the drain. And last, just behind the P-trap where the drain goes into the wall. I had a bucket underneath to catch the water when I disconnected the connection. It took a lot more jiggling and wiggling than I thought to get these to loosen up. I thought they would release easier once the fittings were unthreaded, but they didn't. There we go, now it's coming down. Yummy. As it turns out, I could just swing this to the side and I didn't have to disconnect the last connection. This pipe had been cut, as obvious by the angle. Using the Allen tool would have been smarter here, but you'll see what I mean about that in a minute. Oh, that was easy. Way easier than I thought. Huh. I placed a fan to help dry where it leaked. So, this is the old unit, Badger 5, half horsepower. And I ordered half horsepower Badger 5. And there is a difference in height. I would say it's about 2 inches difference, but other than that it looks the same. Honestly, I won't mind a little extra room under the sink, and once this is pulled to the right height, these will end up at the same height also, so that's okay. It's gonna work out. If I had known, I would have taken this off rather than taking out all the parts under my sink for my P-trap, but you live and you learn. We've got some kind of a gasket. This won't have to cut that. And then we have the Allen wrench and this and 2 bolts. This also came with it, but I am not gonna go through all that. I'm just gonna reuse the old one on my unit since it's the same style, insinkerator. I do not have a dishwasher, so I'm not gonna knock out the plug from there. I'm removing this piece and using it on the new unit so that I don't have to cut the PVC pipe or ABS, whatever it is. And this gasket goes right in here. Make sure to use the new one. Don't skimp on a water seal. I cleaned this out. It's not beautiful, but that's good enough. And I'm going to attach it here, just like it was on the other one. And it's actually best to leave this a little loose so you can adjust this piece as needed until you get it fitted into the P-trap section. Okay, this is a little heavy, so I'll probably need 2 hands to heft it up to there and turn it to the right. Just a little clockwise turn, had it on in no time. Use this Allen wrench tool to tighten it up even further. It just fits perfectly right in these little loops. Hopefully that's it. Adjust that to the right angle. I just used the old pipe so I didn't have to cut this one again. Line it up, put it in there. Reviewing footage makes me realize I should have cleaned up the threads and stuff, but I didn't. Make sure everything lines up. Oh, I forgot to put the piece on that fell off. Dang it. This piece fell off and I forgot to put it on before I lined everything back up, so don't do that. Deja vu, realign everything again. kind of had to revisit each connection over and over to get it to fully go on all the way. I also found I had to kind of tap it on the bottom to get it to go up sometimes. The upside down fittings always confuse me, and I want to go backwards before I go the right way. If you get frustrated by not knowing how to use a screwdriver, just throw it on the ground. More tightening, more double checking, more turning the fitting the wrong way before turning it right. Make sure these bolts are tight. Plugged myself in while I was still on the floor. Removed my foolproof note. And tested the water to make sure there were no leaks. No dripping water, so I can at least use my sink even if my disposal doesn't work. I turned the circuit breaker on and then flipped the switch. Way too easy. Why was I intimidated? I hope this was helpful. If so, please like and subscribe, and have a blessed day.